Welcome to another Adventures in Product Sourcing podcast, where Kenny Edwards and his guests share tidbits and insights gained from their adventures in finding and bringing great products to market. So how nice would it be if you could actually land in China at the airport, get off the plane, and immediately have data on your phone so you can actually check your email and stuff, and also have a live dial tone on your phone so if you need to call somebody, you could actually do it with no problem. Otherwise, typically what people have to do is they have to figure out the transportation once they land in China, subway, taxi, stuff like that. And then they have to get all the way to the hotel before they actually really get any help or are able to actually get into their email. But I'm going to tell you a way that you can actually order a SIM card in advance and have it on your person before you leave America, so when you land in China, you can immediately have the ability to call somebody and have the ability to have data on your phone for checking emails. The nice thing about pre-ordering a SIM, though, is that as soon as you get there, you've already got your phone part figured out. And if you get into trouble, you can actually call the hotel and have someone at the hotel sort of translate for you. Now, you may be asking, how in the world is he getting a SIM card ahead of time? Now, I actually was getting it from China Unicom before. I would actually go on their website in Hong Kong and order and have it shipped to me. But for whatever reason, they're not allowing that now. So I actually found this site called Loyo Mobile. Now, it's LOYOMOBILE.com. Now, if you go on that site, he has all of those China Unicom, what they call cross-border SIMs, available, and you can go ahead and order that, and he would actually ship it to you for what I would consider a nominal charge. So go ahead and go to check out that site, and you'll see what's available. I will say that the gentleman over at Loyo Mobile is actually quite responsive, so if you have any questions about what he's offering for sale, just go ahead and email him to the website, and he gets back to you fairly quickly. And the nice thing about using a China Unicom SIM is that you can top these off. So like I said, when I initially land, I'll get 500 megabytes of data usage on my phone. And then I can go on to the China Unicom website and actually top off or add an additional gig of data onto my phone for 118 Hong Kong dollars. So I'll have plenty of data while I'm in China for almost 2 weeks for this trip. So there you go. That's how you go about actually getting a Chinese SIM ahead of time so that as soon as you arrive in China, you can actually make a phone call and check your email. So what actually is the big deal with actually getting a Unicom SIM from Hong Kong? Well, the biggest advantage that I can think of right off the top of my head is the fact that it's unfeathered data. What I mean by that is that there's no great Chinese firewall between you and the American websites that you want to get to, or other websites around the world. Now, if you want to do Facebook, post to Facebook, or if you want to get into several websites that are blocked by China by default, and even just actually be able to use Google and Google Maps, this really makes it easy. Now, one note I need to make about this is that if you're going to order from Loyo Mobile or anybody else that's actually working out of Hong Kong, you need to allow 2 to 3 weeks for delivery. I would say at least 3 weeks. So generally, he will query back with you to make sure when you're leaving so that he has enough time to actually get it to you. But in your mind, to make sure you actually can get it in time, generally I would say go ahead and go out about a month ahead of time and order those. And if you know you're going to make multiple trips to China, go and order 2 or 3. That way you already have a couple with you so you don't have to reorder the next time you go, if it's going to be within the same year. A note of caution that I should tell you is that you will probably need to call your carrier to make sure that your phone is unlocked. That means it could be used with a SIM card from a different carrier. Now, Verizon, I believe all their phones now are unlocked, but I'm not sure about Sprint and AT&T. So if you got one of those or another carrier like T-Mobile, you may want to call just to verify that it is unlocked, and if it's not unlocked, to request it be unlocked because you'll be traveling outside the United States and using your phone with a different carrier. Another caution I want to bring up is that if you think that when you arrive in China at the airport that you'll be able to go ahead and get a SIM there, I wouldn't advise that. Now, Hong Kong, if you land in Hong Kong, China Mobile and China Unicom both have actual little stores inside the airport that are legit, where you can go actually buy a SIM and they'll actually help you put the SIM in. But if you're flying into a major Chinese city like Shanghai, Beijing, or Guangzhou, you will find people that are actually selling SIM cards, but they're not official. Where they get them from, I have no idea. I actually got taken one time for 300 RMB because I bought one there to find out that it worked, sort of, for about 2 weeks. And then I finally went into a China Unicom store and found out that it was not a legitimate SIM. So there was some sort of information from another customer tied to it somehow. I don't know. Anyway, so China Unicom told me that they have no actual offices at any of the airports. You cannot actually buy a SIM at the airport. And part of the reason for that, I think, is that a Chinese SIM sold in China has to be tied to a real name of a person, and has something to do with control of information. So do not plan to buy a Chinese SIM at a Chinese airport. If you want to be able to have a SIM ahead of time, or right as soon as you land, then you want to buy that in advance and have it sent to you in the United States or wherever in the world you'll be coming from.